Unit 11 Financial Literacy Test. Number 1. Eric wants to purchase a new car. Why is it important for Eric to establish a positive credit history? A positive credit history will earn him a higher monthly interest rate on his loan. A positive credit history will affect his ability to get a loan to buy his car. A positive credit history will allow him to skip payments anytime he wants. A positive credit history will allow him to pay only the interest and not the principal on his loan. Number 2. The table below shows different jobs and their average annual salary. Average annual salary, job, and then the average annual salary for that job. Cashier, social worker, psychologist, astronomer. Based on the data in the table, which statement is true? A cashier earns around $280,000 less than a social worker over a 40-year period. A psychologist earns around $26,000 more than a social worker over a 40-year period. An astronomer earns around $4.4 million more than a cashier over a 40-year period. An astronomer earns around $3.5 million more than a cashier over a 40-year period. Number 3. Mark needs to open a bank account to get a debit card so he can withdraw cash and pay for online transactions. The table below shows some fees that different financial institutions charge for services related to this type of account. Bank service fees for debit card usage. The name of the bank, the lost card replacement, the cash withdrawal. So at Park Bank, the lost card replacement, $6.80. The cash withdrawal is free. Village Bank, Great Bank, and then All Bank. Based on the information given in the table, which financial institution should Mark use to get a debit card to withdraw cash? Park Bank, Village Bank, Great Bank, All Bank. Number 4, which statement does not describe a value of a credit report to a lender? Does not. The lender may determine a consumer's financial risk. The lender can share information about a consumer's credit. The lender can check the payment history of a consumer. The lender can change a consumer's credit rating depending on their age. Number 5. John is deciding whether to use a debit card or a credit card to purchase a $50 helicopter. Which statement correctly explains which card John should use to make his purchase? He should use a credit card because it withdraws the money from his bank account automatically. He should use a credit card because it can withdraw money from a bank account as purchases are made. He should use a debit card because it is used like cash or checks. He should use a debit card because it is used like a personal short-term loan. Number 6. Suzanne is going to college and was informed that she will get a grant to pay her tuition. Which statement describes a grant? Money that a student receives in exchange for work. Money that a student must pay back when he or she graduates. Money that a student has started saving well before the start of college, or money that a student receives based on need and does not need to pay back. Number 7, which list contains information that is provided on a credit report? Number of on-time payments, number of early payments, number of late payments. Current annual income, income from previous job, income from first job. Number of traffic tickets received, claims made to insurance companies. Amount of money paid using cash for groceries, gas, and children's allowances. Number 8, Louise made the following statement. Credit cards and debit cards have the exact same benefits. Which statement correctly describes Louise's statement about credit cards and debit cards? Her statement is true because debit cards and credit cards pay interest to the user. Her statement is true because debit cards and credit cards charge the user interest on the amount of the purchase. Her statement is false because a credit card can be used as cash and a debit card can be used as a short-term loan. J, her statement is false because a debit card can be used as cash and a credit card can be used to finance a purchase. Number 9, next year Richard is getting a student loan to pay for college. Which statement best describes a student loan? Borrowed money that must be paid back with interest. Money that is awarded to students, usually based on need with no obligation to repay. A bank account in which a person's money earns interest. Money that's awarded to a student based on educational achievement with no obligation to repay. Number 10. Laura is an 18-year-old student. She is going to open a checking account with an initial deposit of $100. She plans to then have a $300 average daily balance each month. The cost of checking accounts at several financial institutions is shown in the table below. Checking account costs. Name of the bank, the minimum to open an account, and then the monthly fees. Based on the information in the table, which financial institution would be the best choice for Laura when opening a checking account? Citibank, because the minimum deposit is to open, it is $25. People's Bank, because the monthly fee is $8.95. Bank Right, because the monthly fee is $5 for Laura. State Bank, because the monthly fee is $0 with $500 daily balance. Number 11. Jackie's check register is shown below. Date, description, deposit, withdrawal, and balance. What is the check register balance on July 2nd? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Okay, number 12. Estimated average salaries and minimum levels of education for different occupations are shown in the table below. So average salary and minimum level of education. The jobs, firefighter, accountant, physician assistant, and lawyer. Here are the estimated average salary and minimum level of education for each of those. Based on the information in the table, which statement is true? The minimum level of education required for a physician assistant is less than the minimum level of education for a firefighter and a lawyer. The estimated salary of an accountant is less than a lawyer but greater than a physician assistant. For the jobs listed in the table, as the minimum level of education increases, the estimated average salary increases. For the jobs listed in the table, as the minimum level of education increases, the estimated average salary decreases. Number 13. Which of the following is not a way to establish positive credit history? Making payments on time, paying for all purchases with cash, paying off a loan before it's due, paying the required monthly amount on a loan. 14. Which statement describes the value of a positive credit report to a borrower? Having extended periods to pay off a loan, getting lower interest rates when applying for a loan, getting discounts when you buy expensive items, making an extra payment on a credit payment schedule. Number 15. Ken says that the information on his credit report can be retained for only 1 year. Is Ken correct? Yes, because the consumer chooses how long credit report information is retained. No, because most credit report information is retained for 7 years. Yes, because most credit information is updated monthly. No, because all credit report information is retained indefinitely. Number 16. Alan opened a new checking account with a balance of $754 and deposited his paycheck for $550 on July 1st. On January 2nd, he spent $25 on groceries using his debit card and wrote a check for $65 to pay his cell phone bill. On January 5th, Alan used his debit card to purchase a $20 birthday gift. On January 15th, his account was reimbursed $150 for an item that Alan had purchased and returned a month before. On January 28, Alan wrote a check to Mr. Smith for $300 and used his debit card to withdraw $100. Which check register best represents Alan's transactions and account balance?